house. He's on my property. I want to know what. So the cop said, look, you better tell us why you're taking a picture. We're going to run you in. So I said, okay. I said, I told him I'm taking a picture of Howard Armisen of your house because I'm going to give you a Christmas present and your house is going to be on the cover. Then she felt that.
Oh my God. She should have trusted you with that.
And a couple of times I worked with the police. I went out, went to Culver City Police. I spent the whole night with them in the squad car. Very, very interesting. The things that they do, it's amazing. And then I worked with the police one time on testing. When they get their automobiles, they take them out to the track. I think it's out in Pomona. And they test them on the track out there. And they go around the track. And I sat in the back of the car with them. I was taking pictures as they're going around the track. So I said to him, I said, is it okay if I take it around? The guy said, sure. So they don't have a seat belt, you have a harness. They put you on a harness and it's buckled into the seat. So you're really secure. It's like a corset.
Mm-hmm.
And I went around the track and good experience.
It was fun.
Yeah.
What about, I've heard of New York natives when the Brooklyn Dodgers left.
Oh yeah.
What was that like?
I took pictures when I came to California. Right, maybe about 1960 in the 60s. There used to be an old time photographer downtown that did all the Dodgers photography. And when he got sick, they used to call us to fill in for him. So I used to fill in for him once in a while. And there's one time I was taking pictures of the Dodgers, and then I forget, one of the magazines called up, I forget which one it was, and they wanted to do a feature story on Hank Bauer. And he at that time was the manager of the Dodgers. And they were playing the Yankees. And here I am, a big Yankee fan, sitting in the Yankee dugout taking pictures of Hank Bauer. They're doing a feature story on him. And the Yankees lost. And the Dodgers beat the Yankees. It broke my heart because I was a big Yankee fan.
Sure.
But since then I've become a Dodger fan.
Yeah.
But I'm still a Yankee fan. And one of the shots I got was Hank Bauer and his crew walking off the field with their heads down after they got people to die. I think they lost. They've been in 4 straight.
Did you ever have a favorite baseball game? Was there a favorite?
Oh yeah, the one where Kurt Gibson hit a home run. That was a fabulous. He wasn't playing that night because his legs were so bad he could hardly walk. And I guess it was the 9th inning. I forget now. I think it was tied score. Well, I think they were ahead. I think they were playing Cincinnati. It was the National League playoffs.
Was it Oakland?
No, it was the Cincinnati. I think it was. I forget who it was.
I remember it was Oakland.
Oakland was it?
Oakland, but I can't remember.
I forget now. But anyhow, here comes out. Kurt Gibson comes out of that dugout. He could hardly walk, and of course you know the story. He got up there and hit a home run. And that one, they went on to win the World Series after that. I guess it was Oakland. It could have been.
Yeah, because it was Dennis Eckersley, I think, was pitching. Yeah. How about a favorite game back in New York, like in New York?
What?
A New York baseball game that you remember. Did you have a favorite on the East Coast, like one that you attended? The game.
No, I was always a Yankee fan, but I always liked the Boston.
Oh really?
Because of Ted Williams. He was a big Ted Williams. I used to like to see Ted Williams play all the time. He's a great ball player. He's got I don't think anybody has hit 400. Ted Williams, the last guy to bat 400. And, you know, Joe DiMaggio has a 56 straight games hitting streak. And nobody ever came close to him.
Something about baseball, like, it seems like the rules, like nothing much changes over the years. Like,
well, it's pretty much the same to have the designated hitter now, where a pitcher doesn't have to hit. That's the American League. But
So statistics from decades ago can sort of be compared to statistics now, do you think?
Oh, I think the ball's livelier now than it was in those days.
What do you think about the idea of steroids that baseball players are getting accused of?
I mean,
Steroids.
oh yeah, it's awful. They don't need it. It's stupid. It's ruining their health, and just to get a little more power. It's just dumb.
There wasn't anything like that.
No.
Back, it was pretty pure.
And Babe Ruth, he was a big beer drinker and eat hot dogs in the dugout. But you got to realize how great he was at the records that he has. And for 4 years, he was a pitcher. Think of what he could have done for those 4 years if he was still batting. He's an amazing ball player. The power he had.
It's interesting though, having beers and hot dogs, and still
Yeah.
now it's all about extreme fitness and good health.
Yeah, oh yeah. Not in those days. They all smoked in the dugout. Yeah. And in fact, I had beer in all the clubhouses have beer after the game. Then everybody go and have beer in the clubhouse, and they cool as a beer.
Do they ever go out after the games?
Oh sure. Yeah. I think that Babe Ruth probably came in, hit most of his home runs with hangovers. Shows you how great he was.
It's that powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's neat to think of them running around the city, like in New York, after games, and just being a part of that New York lifestyle.
In fact, my folks lived in the Belvedere Hotel in New York, and during the war, and they were still there when I got out of the service. And I remember saying, I think it was Yogi Berra and Hank Bauer. They were pitching coins on the sidewalk outside the hotel. And somebody walked by and said to Yogi Berra, he said, "You look just like Yogi Berra." And the guy, "Yeah, everybody tells me that."
I get that a lot. Oh yeah, he was known for a lot of jokes, wasn't he? He was a big...
Yeah, he was...
Yeah. It's not over till it's over.
Yeah. He talked about the time, a wonderful restaurant in New York City, he said, "It's so crowded, but he said, it's too crowded, nobody goes there anymore." And it's never over till it's over.
Yeah.
If you come to a fork in the road, take it.
It's kind of smart. Did you ever have a favorite comedian?
Oh, George Burns and Gracie Allen and Laurel and Hardy. They were my all-time favorite. George Burns and Gracie Allen. Gracie used to break me up all the time. I never took their picture either.
Yeah.
No. But they were fun. Comedians, not all comedians are funny. Some comedians are funny all the time. They're not. Milton Berle was always funny, all the time. He used to go to the fights in Madison Square Garden, and he would never sit down. He'd be going from people to people talking to him, cracking jokes. Always funny. Jimmy Durante was always funny, all the time. Jackie Gleason was not funny. Very serious. I took his picture when I was up at Look. He came in, hardly spoke to anybody. Very quiet, serious. But not all some guys put on, Gleason he was a good actor, he put on a good act. But
Yeah, it's all about acting.
Yeah. But he wasn't a natural comedian,
Do you ever see a sadness in the do you think there's ever a sadness in comedians? Something that's kind of...
I think can hear you.
Comedians being sad? Like a sadness in the comedian... Because I've heard that, sometimes People are funny, but there's something kind of behind that. Do you ever feel that way, or was it always?
Yeah, it's not all comedians are funny.
Yeah.
Some funny. Some people who aren't comedians are very funny. I remember the Duke of Windsor. This is before your time, but the Duke of Windsor came up to Look magazine, and I was surprised at what a sense of humor he had. When you see him on television, all newsreels and interviews, he was very quiet, but he had a great sense of humor.
Yeah. Some people can work both ways.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to comedy clubs and see live?
Who?
Comedy clubs, see live comedy?
No, not too many. Most of the clubs years ago were nightclubs, or there'd be an act. You go in, maybe sit only 100 people or so, and Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin used to do a lot of club. In fact, it's right after the war, I was in Atlantic City, and I went to see a show at the Steel Pier, and you weren't allowed to smoke, and so I went outside on the Steel Pier and leaned against the railing smoking, and these two guys are there. So I start talking to them, nice guys, So I said, by the way, what do you guys do? He said, we have an act in here. I said, what's your name? He said, Dean Martin, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis.
So it was pretty early on in their career.
Yeah, it was the first. I didn't know who they were those times. Just out there having a cigarette.
What was their show? What did they do together?
Crazy. Dean Martin would be on the stage singing, and Jerry Lewis would be going around picking up the food off people's plate and eating it, taking the scissors and cutting a guy's tie off. He did all these crazy things.
Some stranger's tie.
Walk by a table and pick up a guy's drink and drink it.
They make people angry doing that, or it's just all funny? I figured they'd make some people angry.
Well, some people got mad. Some people did get mad, yeah. But you can't get mad at a comedian because they can make a fool out of you, You heard of Don Rickles.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the same. He insults everybody. And if you get mad at it, it's good. He makes it worse,
What about, did you ever come across Lenny Bruce, those guys?
No, I never did.
Yeah.
No, never.
He wasn't he was kind of angry, but not really.
Yeah.
But not against people, really.
Yeah.
I mean, not against his audience.
Yeah, it's a kind of a black humor. It's
yeah.
Red Skelton, always funny. Great comedian. And Jack Benny. Jack Benny he had a great timing. He could just have that look, not even say anything, and people applaud, It was
Bob Hope was
an amazing guy. All the entertaining he did overseas. I almost saw his show overseas. I just missed him by a day. I went into a town, he just left it the day before. But, I'm trying to think of the girl I can't think of her name. The singer I saw. She came overseas to entertain the troops, and her plane crashed, and she was paralyzed from the waist down. I can't think of her name. And then she came back. She said she was going to come back and entertain the troops, and she came back and she sat in the chair, but she never moved.
Oh,